Hi, this is Sherry Hayes with MomDelights.com. I'm the mom of 15, been homeschooling for 30 years, and today I'm going to talk to you about making homeschooling easy by adapting. I hope you like it. Today I'm going to talk to you again about easy homeschooling strategies. The first thing we wanted to talk about was the 4 parts of a good education. And we went over those in a previous video. I hope you can go back and look at them again, because that helps us to narrow down our focus so that when we make choices, when we make plans, we have like a really strong foundation to build on. Then I talked about putting everything in a nutshell, how you have to kind of get your focus. You focus already on 4 different areas. Now focus still within those areas to help your mind kind of have a rest from all the different choices that are available. Then we talked about having a method, using different tools, and I offer different tools that you could use. So today I'm going to talk about a very important word in homeschooling, and that is adapt. Because we know that when you're teaching your kids at home, you have real life going on around you at all times. You can have a new baby come into the house, either by adoption or by birth. You can have children that are leaving the house. Your husband could change jobs. You could move to a different area. All these kinds of things, or there could be health issues, or any number of things can happen to you, and you'll have to be able to adapt your life. Also, you might have plans that you want to use certain materials, and you find out you absolutely hate them, or you have a child with a learning problem in any area. And so then you have to be willing to adapt. Okay, so here you are as a mom, you are already taking care of all the food, all the cleaning, all the comforting and nurturing, and all the different things that moms and wives have to do. And now you're homeschooling your kids, and you find out that what you're doing isn't working. So then we have to make course changes. And I have my nifty board here, and I would like to talk today about adapting by adding, subtracting, and multiplying by dividing. So what do I mean by this? So when you add anything that helps and brings joy. Okay, so anything that you think would add to your homeschooling, be willing to put that in there, as long as it does not distract and cause more confusion through too many choices. You know, when you have too many choices, it can really mess you up. So if you add anything, then you probably need to subtract something, or make sure that you are subtracting everything from your homeschooling that doesn't either help you or bless you in any way. So what I'm talking about is, if you start the year out and you have all these plans, I don't care how in stone they seem to be, I don't care how much money you spent on it, if you start working with your children and you find out either you hate it, or they hate it, or someone's feeling lost, or it's just awful, you can take that away. Because what you want is to reach your goals of giving your children an excellent education, and if it takes away from that, get rid of it. You know, there are some books I started out with at the beginning of the year, and you know what? If something is as dry as dust, or it's not moving as quickly as you would like, or it's not moving as slowly as you would like, or any number of things, maybe you can take that same material and do something else with it. But be willing to get rid of it. It's okay. You can stop in the middle of the year with something that's absolutely not working. You won't be, you won't have to go to homeschool jail. Okay, be willing to subtract it. Okay, then multiply by dividing. Okay, so when you are one person, you can't do everything all the time correctly for everybody, especially if you have a lot of kids on a lot of levels. So what you do is you multiply yourself by dividing up what your children are doing to either different people, or different online websites, or different apps, or different programs. So what these types of things could be is use your older kids to help with things that you don't necessarily have to be there for, but maybe a little kid just needs to stay on track. Use your husband. Husbands are amazing. My husband has taught my kids how to drive, how to play the guitar, all kinds of stuff that he does. Use online programs. There are so many free programs, such as Duolingo and Khan Academy, and a number of them that will actually help your kids keep on track. They actually track your kids. And then automation, just your own automation, like we talked about, using the assignment lists. and having your children check off when they do it. That's automation. That keeps you from, it multiplies you. It multiplies you. In a one-room schoolhouse, a teacher might have a number of students. I think that McGuffey has taught, when he was 15, he was teaching like 40-something students how to read, write, and do arithmetic. When he was 15, I know it's crazy. So he had 45 students, and they were like from the age of 19 down to, 7 or 8. So he had to take those students and he had to teach them all these things. And teachers in one-room schoolhouses had to learn how to multiply themselves by dividing. And they often had the older children helping the younger children, like listen to their lessons. I don't know if you understand that. Back in the day, they had a lot of things that they memorized and they recited, like rules of grammar, rules of arithmetic. And so they would memorize these rules and they would have someone listen to them as they recited them. So sometimes they would take an older child and they would say, I want you to listen to these little kids recite their lessons. And so they would sit, they would listen to them. Okay, and in this day we would like have somebody, an older child, help someone do some flashcards. Maybe it's doing a dictation. Doing it, and I actually employ that quite often. I have some of my older children. Sometimes they're kind of closer in age, but they can still help each other. They can read a dictation, and the other person can take it down. Okay, I don't do that always because I like to go over the work that they're doing a dictation. I like to make sure they understand it, about all the capitalization and the punctuation and all that before they sit down to write it, and that way they have, they feel good about it. But I also allow, if an older child is doing a dictation, they can actually help that other child. If they come over a word they don't know how to spell, they can help them spell it. That's how I do it. I'm really kind of loose about that. But I think the whole idea is just immersing them in that language and getting it in however we can. And so they always turned out to be, not always, but in general, they turn out to be pretty good spellers using this. I mean, I didn't used to do this, and I had not necessarily good spellers, but ever since I've been doing it this way, they actually spell better. Hopefully that helps you. So anyway, so I hope that helps you, being willing to adapt yourself to the situation. We use Duolingo for language, and we've actually gone way beyond that. Ever since we started using Duolingo, the kids are so interested in language that they do languages that are not on Duolingo. Well, they're doing Hebrew and they're doing Korean and Chinese and all that. And one daughter has actually tried to make her own language because she understands how that, co-linging kind of thing works together. She's over here sitting here. Conlinging, sorry. It's called conlinging. She just corrected me. So, so we have them all working on those different things online. Khan Academy, it just has a little bit of everything. I mean, I'm very careful because we want to teach from a creationist perspective, and we believe that that history is God's story. It's His story. So we don't always like to go to something like that for those types of areas. But I mean, lots of the math is just interesting. I used math for a while when I was really distracted with a lot of things going on. Khan Academy was great for us to use. And teaching to read, have you ever heard of Teach Your Monster to Read? That is so fun. It's actually a video game that my little girls used, and my little girl's giving me a thumbs up. They absolutely loved that. So there's something, and you can you sit with them for 15 minutes a day and you say, okay, you can spend 15 minutes playing Teach Your Monster to Read, and they go, yay! Like if you sit with mommy for 15 minutes, I'll let you do Teach Your Monster to Read. It's a totally free program and it is so fun. So that's something great to use. And just use everything available so that you can put a program together that is easy for you and your family. So I hope that helps you. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.